Hello, what's up guys? In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a standard desktop application using Visual Studio WPF desktop application. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a simple calculator, which is a basic application you start with in order to learn more about the desktop application. So if I'm going to run my application, here's what it's gonna do. So if I do 1 plus 1 minus 9 multiplied by 9 divided by 8, it will automatically calculate each operation and display the result. I just changed the sign. I added a number plus 9.33 equals 9.3, etc. So follow me in order to be able to build this application. So first things first, you need to do is open Visual Studio and then New Project and choose WPF App. Click Next. Name your project, calculator or calcul or whatever, and then create. Gonna take some time to build depending on the speed of your computer, but first thing when it shows, you need to click start in order to verify that everything runs smoothly. So as you can see, it's okay. Now let's start the real job. So I'm going to resize this window. And add to the height, drag it to the right, and then open Toolbox. I'm going to use two controls from here. The label, in order to display the result, and the bottom. I'm going to use 19 bottoms. So this is how you make them. Going to resize this, drag the bottom to the right, to the left. Yeah. So if you want to design, add a background color or something, you click on the thing you want to edit, and then you go to brush. You pick the second one or the other option if you want to an image or a gradient brush something, and you pick the color you want to choose. I'm going to use solid because I want to make things clean and simple. Going to go with a dark color. Yeah, just like that. And then I'm going to click label and change the background to white so we can see the displayed options. Then I'm going to click on label again and close the brush setting. I'm going to change the name to result because later on we're gonna need to access each and every one of these controls individually, and we must know the name. I'm going to change the content into 0, yeah, and then I'm going to make 19 bottoms from this. So I'm going to change this bottom to clear, the name to clear, and the content, which is going to be displayed inside the box, to clear, just like that. And then we make 19 bottoms. There you have it. If you are done doing all these steps, you can have the same design. So now, to make this bottom functional, all you need to do is double click each bottom. I'm going to start with a number, so I'm going to click from 1 to 9, double click, and call a function called setNumber. And this function, here's what it's gonna do. It's going to first verify if the result we name it, the label we named result dot content has a 0 in it. If it has a 0, so we're going to change that 0 into the number we chosen. Else, it's going to add the number we have. So this method is going to get in the parameters the number you have, and it's going to change it. Next up, we have the operators plus, minus, multiply, and divide. I'm going to have the same function for every one of them. They are going to call a function called set operator with the parameter parsed in the, and then this is the code for the operator. We're going to pass a variable called operator, and it's going to do some testing. First things first, we need to convert the result content into a string, and then it's going to test whether there is a dot. If there is a dot, it's going to add a 0 at the end of the result content, and then add the operator. Else, if there is no dot, it's going to test if it ends with the space. It is important to note that the structure of adding an operator consists of putting the first number, then a space, then the operator, then another space. So the operator would be between two spaces in order to simplify the code for us. Okay, if it ends with a space, meaning that we have already put another operator. That's why we need to subtract the first part of the result content and delete the second part which contains the operator and add our new operator. Else, if there is no dot or no space, it's going to test whether there is another operator and operation, meaning one number, an operator, and another number. Then we need to call the function calcul, which will calculate that operation, and at the end the result content will be the result content we calculated from calcul, or the other thing, and it's going to add the new operator after one space. And now let's see the function calcul. The function calcul is going to convert the result content into a string. Then it's going to make a table out of our string after splitting it according to the spaces we have. So if there is a space, it's going to it's going to make the first number in the first case of the table, the second number in the last case of the number, the third case, and the operator is going to be in the second case of the table. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to convert the first case into a float and name a variable a. Then we are going to put the second case in the variable b, and then we are going to test the operator that exists in the second case. If it is a plus, we do an addition, and then we test the other ones. And finally, the result content will be the result from this operation converted into a string to have it displayed. It is important to convert it into a string so everything works perfectly. Moving on now to the equal bottom, which is going to test if the code ends with space. If it ends with a space and if it contains percent operator, it's going to to calculate the first number and convert it into a string. Else, if it doesn't contain the percent operator, it's going to subtract from the first into the index of the space and put it in the result content. And else, it's going to do calcul. Now let's move to the easiest bottoms. So clear is going to clear the content we have and make it 0 again. The plus and minus sign is going to take the result content we have, put it in a string, and then if it starts with a minus, it's going to remove that sign from it. Else, if it doesn't have it, then we add it to it. And this operator is going to divide the result we have by 100. So if it ends with the dot, it's going to add a 0, and if it contains a space, meaning that it has another it has an operation first number plus another number, and then it has to calculate the percent of the second number. So it's going to take from the last index of space and until the end of the number, second number, and then convert it into a float and divide it by 100, and then put it in the result content. Else, if none of these cases exists, it's going to convert the C object, the C string into a float, divide it by 100, and put it in the result. So the dot click method is going to take the string results content and then test whether if it ends with a dot. If it ends with a dot, if it doesn't end with a dot, then we can do the following operations. If it ends with a space, then it's going to take the result content and add a 0 dot, because we are sure that there is a first number, then a plus, then another number. Else, if none of these exists, it's going to add a simple dot. And that's pretty much it. Hope you liked this tutorial. If you have any question, feel free to comment down below. I will put the source code for this application in the desktop down below. Hope you enjoyed my video. See you next time.